Hi, I'm John Cronin, and this is Melissa Cronin, my wife. And we decided to take on a challenge that was issued from the Vermont Campaign to End Childhood Hunger. And the challenge was to try to live on the same food budget that somebody who's on food stamps lives on. And the name for food stamps is 3 Squares. That's the program. So we got an email at work, and I came home to Melissa, and we talked about it and said, do you think we could do this for a week? It means $38 a week for each of us for food, and that's it. And so you were pretty pumped up about it.
Yeah. We actually had some debates with Rachel, your daughter Rachel, about could you eat healthy, living off of $38 a week per person or not? Is it a healthy way of living? And we just decided to go for it. So we shopped together at the beginning of the week, so we knew what we would have all week long and planned on our meals.
Yeah, we don't often do that, but we said, okay, let's try to plan the whole week out. We never do that. We usually, when we go to the store, we go to the store whenever we want to.
Right.
But this time we didn't. We did all of our planning up front, and that in itself was an experience because we had to make choices that we don't ordinarily make. We had to buy the kind of food that we, ordinarily we buy local food. We try to eat, free range chicken. We try to eat organic food, and on that budget there was no way to do that.
Right.
So that was the first heartbreaker, having to go back to buying the least expensive things that you can buy because you needed to get through the week,
yeah.
the food.
Yeah, we found it was difficult in the grocery store because we were looking at the chicken, and like John was saying, we're used to getting local organic chicken, and we had bought this big package of chicken that was on sale, and I have no idea where it was from. It's probably full of hormones and antibiotics, and it creeped me out a little, but I knew we had to do it. And the first couple days we were okay, but then we found as the week went on, at least I did, I felt hungry a lot of the time during the day, and looking for snacks. In the afternoon, I would end up eating just a couple of carrot sticks with hummus, and I was looking for more.
Well, after a few days, what happens is you start to think about what do you have left now for food between now and the end of the week, and this is a 7-day thing. And so I found myself going into the refrigerator and after like day 3 and starting to count, okay, lunch, dinner, breakfast, lunch, dinner, lunch, dinner, lunch, dinner. What are we going to do? Do we have enough? Okay, yeah, that's the other dinner. Maybe that'll be leftovers, that kind of thing. And so I'm not used to doing that. If we run out of food, we just go to the store and buy more food.
Right.
So, but we weren't able to do that. So that was kind of an experience, that whole counting thing.
We spent most of our allotment of money at the beginning of the week, and I think initially we had once we spent that, we had $15 for the rest of the week. And as the week went on, we needed to get some more milk. Just bought a little thing of generic milk, and ended up, we had $4 left or $7 left, and we were just trying to...
$1.18 left.
Yeah,
on the
okay,
last
what
day.
are we absolutely going to need? Are we going to need bread? And so it was definitely things we had to give up.
Yeah, this was a really good experiment in terms of sacrifice, and really for us it is an experiment because we have a pretty good life. We have a nice car, we have a nice apartment, we're going on a vacation like we do every year. And our experiment about this was just to understand what individuals eat for food, and so that was the limit of the deficit that we had that week. I can imagine on top of that, people that are actually on food stamps have much more of a challenge in other parts of their life than we have. So, even that, which is very difficult for them, and is as a United Way employee, these are the kind of people that we're always trying to serve. We're trying to raise money for programs that serve these folks. So it made me feel a little bit more closer to them, and it was kind of eye-opening. And a couple of eye-opening experiences. Number one, coming out of City Market where I was ordering our wonderful Thanksgiving turkey that we plan to have. I remember walking across the parking lot and seeing a bagel that had fallen out of a bag on the parking lot, on the asphalt, on the tar. And I stopped and looked at it for a second, and I might have ordinarily just walked by that. I didn't pick it up, but I imagine somebody who didn't have all the things we have and had to endure this kind of thing week after week after week, I imagine they might have thought about picking that up.
Right. It's a lot about waste, focusing, we think differently about waste, and the lost turkey burger, or not really the lost, found that we thought we had one turkey burger left in the refrigerator, and John and I were going back and forth. He said, "No, we don't have that." And I said, "Yeah, it's there, it's there." And we opened the refrigerator, it wasn't there. And then I remembered it was heating up in the oven, and opened it up. It had been left there from the night before. And I was hoping we could just cook it again and eat it, but certainly we couldn't take that risk, getting sick. But it was just a sad moment that, you know, it was so wasteful.
It might have been the saddest moment of the whole week. A turkey burger is not a big deal, isn't it? But for us, it was a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
And, you know, earlier in the week we lost some popcorn too. And that was a little bit sad too. But anyway, what a great experience it was for us to do this. And I you know, as the end of the week came, we thought maybe we'd do it another week, but I did not feel great at the end of the week.
Yeah.
And I know that you didn't too, so.
Not great.
But good experience for us. We're glad we did it.